Hello everyone, 6pot48 here. What you're looking at here is a Stromberg carburettor which belongs to my Triumph 2000. Today a problem developed with this carburettor which caused my car to conk out, unfortunately. So I've whipped the carburettor off to see what's going on. The problem was fuel was pouring out of this face, and this flange here is where the air filter bolts to the carburettor. And so what was happening was it was overfueling, and there was way too much fuel getting up past the needle here. In there we go. And what was happening was the bowl was filling up with fuel, and it was seeping up through here, and there was nothing to stop it because there was continuous fuel pressure. And so what happens is the fuel comes in through this pipe here, so the feed comes in to the carburettor, and what happens is it comes down through here, and normally there is this little float needle valve, and what happens is that comes out of there, and the float device actuates this little needle here. So the way it's supposed to work is if I hold it like this, this should just be nice and free running, which at the moment it seems to be. But when I first took it off, it was quite sticky, and I found that depending on depending on how I pushed the needle back in, sometimes it would stick and wouldn't come out again. So maybe there was some debris stuck in there that was stopping it from turning. So what I'm doing here, I'm just kind of giving it a spin with the tip of my thumb while I'm prodding it in and out, and it seems to free it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a spray with oil, make sure that if there's anything in there, then hopefully I'll be able to wash it out, and then in a minute I'll come back to you and I'll show you with it being assembled back up. Okay, so I removed the float from here. It's attached with this little bracket here. There, okay, and so hopefully I'll be able to show you the way it's supposed to operate. Right, there's the little needle valve that I showed you a minute ago, and so look. And what happens is when there's not much fuel in the bowl, the float is down here, and what happens is the valve is open, so it allows fuel to enter the bowl, and as the level increases, the float comes up gradually like this and closes the valve, which then stops the flow of fuel coming into the bowl. And so as you can see, this is now operating nice and freely, and even slight movements like that, it's still fine. So the idea is now, I've cleaned the inside of the bowl because it was filthy, had a load of brown powdery gunky sort of sediment in it, so I cleaned that out with WD. I flushed the valve through with WD-40. So the idea now is to put it back together, get it back on the car, and then let it run for a while, long enough for it to build up enough fuel pressure to fill the bowl up, and I'll leave it running for a few minutes. It's normally alright straight away, it'll probably start straight away, no problems, but what happens is when you run it for a while, and if this little valve has stuck, then the bowl just continues to fill and it seeps up out through here and well, floods the rear 3 cylinders and then starts to overflow out of here. And that's what caused me to break down today. So I'll get it back together and then we'll see where we get to. Well, here's the carburettor back on the car. It started straight away. I've taken it for a spin around the block. There we go. Idling quite high at the moment, but when I put the air filter on, it's going to offer some resistance and it's going to drop the revs down a little bit. If I just put my hand over where the air filter goes and show you what I'm doing. So I almost stalled it then, so when I put the air filter on, albeit to K&N, it's going to restrict the airflow so the revs will drop a little bit, and then we'll see if that fixes the problem. Right, it's been running for about 5 minutes now. There's no sign of any leaks, it's dry as a bone, and there's no fuel leaking like there was before, so I think it's fixed. So just if anyone has the same problem, fuel leaking out through the air filter, it'll be more than likely a sticky float needle valve. Alright, I hope it's of use. Thanks for watching.